Hey guys, tonight on Margaret Radio, Health in Later Life, we're wrapping ourselves in a soft blanket of understanding and gently turning our attention to something deeply important, something that touches not only those living with it, but also the people who love them. What it really means to support someone with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, during their later years. You're sitting there now, maybe already in your favorite chair. Maybe there's a cup of chamomile tea nearby, giving off a faint warmth. And your mind might be wondering, what does it actually feel like to help care for someone with COPD? What are the things you should know, but no one really tells you? There's a quiet rhythm to caregiving. It's in the way you notice a change in their breathing before they mention it. It's in the subtle shift of your day so you can be close if they need to rest longer. And sometimes, it's in the questions that quietly keep you awake. Questions like, am I doing this right? Should I be worried about that cough? What helps them breathe easier when the air feels heavy? Tonight, we're going to gently unpack all of that. We're not rushing into solutions or shouting symptoms at you. No. We're simply going to walk through it step by step, breath by breath, so that by the end, you feel not overwhelmed, but comforted, and a little more confident, too. And if you're someone who loves deeply but silently worries you're not doing enough, let me say this now, and I hope it lands softly. Just the fact that you care enough to be here, listening, means you are already doing something truly meaningful. Now, let's be honest. COPD is a heavy name. It sounds like something scribbled in block letters at the top of a thick hospital chart. It feels clinical, cold. But the real story is often softer, slower. It's in the way your parent or partner pauses on the stairs. It's in that slight wheeze you notice when they're telling you something funny. It's in the way you keep tissues and their inhaler a little closer these days, just in case. And yes, let's gently smile for a moment at how caring for someone, especially when they're stubbornly independent, can sometimes be like tiptoeing around a sleeping cat. You want to help, but heaven forbid you mention it out loud. Because I'm fine is still the anthem of many a grandparent, even when they're clearly out of breath. You know that song by heart, don't you? So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And, if you're up for it, leave a little note in the comments with your current location and the local time. I love seeing how many of us are listening together across the globe, gently drifting through the same questions at different hours. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're sitting beside them, maybe your spouse, or your mom, or an old friend you've been helping more lately. You notice the way their chest rises, a little unevenly, and the way they reach for a glass of water with hands that once carried your childhood home in theirs. You're sitting beside them, maybe your spouse, or your mom, or an old friend you've been helping more lately. You notice the way their chest rises, a little unevenly, and the way they reach for a glass of water with hands that once carried your childhood home in theirs. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you wonder how this all started. Not just today's breathlessness or the cough that lingers, but the journey that led to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, settling into their later years. COPD is a long-term lung condition, where the airways slowly narrow and the lungs lose their usual ease of breathing. You might have heard that smoking is the main culprit, and that's true for many. But the story doesn't end there. Environmental exposures, like years spent in dusty workplaces, or even childhood infections, all play their part. It's a complex web of causes, wrapped up in a lifetime of breaths. You may be surprised to learn that some folks develop COPD without ever having smoked. Genetics, or something called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, quietly influence lung health. It's a bit like inheriting a book with some pages missing. Your lungs just don't have the full blueprint for resilience. Common questions swirl around this disease. Why now? Why so late in life? And the answers are as varied as the people living with COPD. Aging lungs naturally lose some elasticity, making the symptoms feel sharper as years pass. The immune system slows down, making infections more frequent and harder to shake off. Sometimes, the first noticeable breathlessness only appears when everyday tasks like walking to the mailbox become a challenge. Here's a little insight that often goes unnoticed. Many people with COPD also deal with sleep disturbances, like restless nights or waking up short of breath. This can add to their fatigue and make days feel longer. It's a reminder that COPD isn't just about lungs, it touches every part of their daily rhythm. You might hear about flare-ups, sudden worsening of symptoms triggered by infections, cold air, or even strong smells. These flare-ups are tough, but understanding their triggers can make a huge difference. It's like learning which paths through a forest are safer to walk on, helping to avoid the brambles. It's also common to wonder about how COPD changes the way your loved one feels day to day. Some mornings might be harder than others, and that's okay. Patience and gentle support become your best tools, alongside medical advice. In all these changes, remember the small victories: a deep breath without wheezing, a restful night, or the smile after a slow but steady walk. These moments show strength quietly building, even as COPD nudges its way into life. As you sit with these thoughts, imagine the slow evening light filling the room, soft and forgiving. There's a lot to learn, but also a lot to cherish. The journey of COPD is not just about disease, it's about resilience, care, and the shared moments that make every breath a gift. You notice the gentle rise and fall of your loved one's chest, the quiet effort in each breath, and you want to be a steady presence in their journey with COPD. Supporting someone with this condition in their later years means walking alongside them with patience, knowledge, and a touch of gentle care that speaks louder than words. One of the most reassuring truths is that while COPD can't be cured, many effective strategies help ease symptoms and improve quality of life. Think of these solutions as tools in your care toolkit, ready to be used with kindness and understanding. Breathing exercises are a simple but powerful way to help. Techniques like pursed lip breathing encourage longer, slower breaths, making airways feel more open and easing the feeling of breathlessness. It's a bit like teaching your lungs to take their time, savoring each breath like a gentle wave coming ashore. Encouraging regular, gentle physical activity can be another game changer. Even a short walk, adapted to their pace, strengthens the muscles needed for breathing and builds stamina over time. Remember, it's not about pushing too hard but celebrating small steps forward. Medication often plays an essential role, too. Inhalers help open the airways, reduce inflammation, and calm the cough. It's important to work closely with healthcare providers to find the right medications and doses, and to understand when a change might be needed. Watching for side effects and making sure inhalers are used correctly can make all the difference. Home air quality matters more than you might expect. Dust, pet dander, strong perfumes, or cigarette smoke can trigger flare-ups. Creating a calm, clean environment with gentle ventilation and perhaps an air purifier helps keep the lungs more comfortable. It's like wrapping your loved one in a breathable, peaceful bubble. Nutrition is another quiet ally. Eating well-balanced meals rich in antioxidants supports lung health and overall energy. Sometimes, eating smaller, more frequent meals helps if breathing becomes harder after eating large portions. Hydration also keeps mucus thinner and easier to clear. Rest and sleep are often fragile for those with COPD. Establishing calming bedtime routines and a cozy sleeping space encourages more restful nights. Sometimes, simple measures like elevating the head or using a humidifier gently ease nighttime symptoms. You might wonder when it's time to seek more professional support. Symptoms like increased breathlessness, swelling in the legs, or confusion call for medical attention. Working with a team of doctors, respiratory therapists, and sometimes palliative care specialists creates a safety net woven with expertise and compassion. Remember, emotional support is just as vital. Listening, sharing quiet moments, and offering encouragement builds strength that no medication alone can provide. COPD can feel isolating, but your presence is a steady light. Many caregivers find that joining support groups, whether in person or online, helps both themselves and their loved ones. It's comforting to hear others' stories, share tips, and know that you're not alone on this path. Lastly, pacing your expectations and practicing self-care keeps your own spirit bright. The journey with COPD in later years has its ups and downs, and your steady care is a gift not just to your loved one but to yourself. Picture a calm afternoon where you share a slow cup of tea, the soft hum of life going on around you. That's the essence of support, quiet, patient, and full of gentle hope. Together, you're navigating this with grace. As the day winds down and you find a quiet moment to reflect, the rhythm of gentle breaths reminds you of the quiet strength in supporting someone with COPD. This journey, filled with tender care and understanding, moves at its own pace, sometimes slow, sometimes steady, but always forward, like a soft melody carried on a calm breeze. You may notice how small moments of patience and kindness ripple outward, easing the weight of breathlessness and bringing comfort that words alone cannot capture. The gentle rise and fall of each breath is a reminder that even amidst challenges, there is resilience and warmth. Encouraging your loved one with calm reassurance, helping them with simple routines, and creating a peaceful environment all contribute to a better quality of life. You are part of a delicate balance, knowing when to offer help and when to simply be present, a steady harbor in changing tides. There may be days when the breath feels tight, and frustration lingers. It's okay to acknowledge these feelings softly, without judgment. Understanding that COPD affects not only the lungs but the spirit helps you embrace a full picture of care, one that honors both physical and emotional needs. As the night grows deeper, imagine a gentle curtain of rest enveloping you both. The quiet hum of a fan or the soft whisper of night sounds creates a backdrop of calm. This shared peace, even in the smallest moments, is a testament to your unwavering support and love. Sleep comes slowly, like a tender wave washing over the shore. With each breath, tension eases, and the promise of a new day dawns softly ahead. Your care weaves through these quiet hours, a gentle thread of hope and healing. Take a deep, calming breath now, feeling the weight of the day lift just a little. Remember, you are doing something profoundly important, being a compassionate presence, a gentle guide, and a source of comfort. You've learned that COPD in later life is a complex journey, shaped by many factors but softened by understanding and care. Your role is vital, steady, and deeply human. Thank you for joining me on this quiet, thoughtful path tonight.